Hello, everyone. This is spiritual teacher and intuitive healer, Matthew John. Thank you so much for joining on this video. The topic of today's video is why I believe learning the tarot is one of the best ways to improve your intuition and your intuitive and psychic skills. Before we go any further, please do take a moment. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel by clicking the subscribe button below. And please also give this video a thumbs up, as every thumbs up helps YouTube to show this to more people. Thank you. So the tarot, this wonderful deck here, has been a part of my life for the past decade, and I'm really grateful for it. I've learned so much through the tarot. It's helped me to understand my life, and it's helped me in my own psychic and intuitive skills immensely. So whenever I have a client that is wanting to learn how to do psychic things or learn how to use their intuition better or learn how to, if they want to read for others or whatever, I always advise them to start with the tarot. That's how I started. I started by learning the tarot about 10 years ago. And I'm very glad that I did, because I really believe the tarot is the best way to improve and refine your psychic and intuitive skills. And I'll tell you why. So first of all, the tarot is an incredible, incredible thing. It's rooted from long ago, and the 78 cards, and really some readers only read the cards, the 78 cards, because they're reading it the same, whether it's upright or reversed. However, myself and many other readers read it reversed as well. So for me, the Nine of Pentacles reversed would mean something very different than the Nine of Pentacles. And so really you get 78 times 2, which is 156 cards. So in these 156 cards, so to speak, if you multiply it by 2, you have every possible theme of human existence in this deck. There's not anything that you could possibly experience as a human being, no exceptions, that you wouldn't be able to tell the story with these cards. And that's what's so cool about the tarot. It's all encompassing. And the 22 cards of the Major Arcana, if you didn't already know this, tell the story of the Fool's journey. So this is the Fool card, and the Fool, it's card 0 because it's intended to be separate from the 21 other Major Arcana cards, which are 1, the Magician, through 21, the World. And because the Fool is the character, the Fool is the person, the Fool could be you. The Fool is the querent, is another word for it. So the Fool goes on the journey from card number 1, the Magician card, all the way through the Major Arcana to the culmination, card number 21, the World card. So the Fool is known as 0 or 22 because after the World card is essentially the culmination. It's the graduation and it's the enlightenment. In one sense, it's also the ascension, but in the sense of the human journey up until now, it's about reincarnation back into a new Fool's journey. So the Fool card is also number 22 in the Major Arcana. But so it tells the story of the Fool's journey. And then the other 56 cards fill in all the other possibilities of things that the Fool, the querent, you experience along the human journey. So it's quite incredible. I'll just pull a random card here. The 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands tells a story of being overburdened, of carrying too much weight, but also of hard work, of completion, and all where we've been working on something for days or weeks or years, taxing ourselves, taxing our energy, and then finally we're about to complete it, and we're starting to feel that that sense of relief of finally completing it. And also all of us have had times when we felt just overwhelmed by life, and that's the 10 of Wands. I'll draw another one just for fun. The 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups. All of us have had times in our lives where we feel discontent. We feel bored. We feel like we want something new. We feel like the same old, the cloud is presenting the same cup to him again and again, and he's bored. He wants something different. So I love the tarot so much. It's a friend to me, and I really do treat the deck itself like a friend, and really can be a lifelong friend. And I'm funny, this is the only deck that I use. The classic Rider-Waite deck is the only one that I use. So why is the tarot such a good way to refine your intuition? Well, because anyone can look in a book and or look on Google and look up the meanings of the cards. But what you'll find is if you look at different sites that'll come up on your Google or whatever search engine you use, you'll find that there's about 50 different meanings for each card, and that's what is one of the facets that makes the tarot incredibly complex, which is why I'm so drawn to it, I suppose. Being a Virgo moon, I like complexities. I do. So because it's so complex, it carries a high degree of difficulty, and it carries a steep learning curve to it. Anyone and their mother, brother, sister, uncle, grandpa, whoever can buy an oracle deck, and you draw a card. Usually the card is pretty self-explanatory anyways, but you can go and read what the oracle deck says, and it can give you a bit of information. Oracle decks are super easy. They're no-brainers. Not everyone can read the tarot. So when you learn, when you're learning the tarot, you're not going to remember all of the kind of meanings of what the cards mean. And actually, when you're learning, it can sometimes be better, this is kind of how I learned, is it's better to just not even go to the book or go to Google for the meanings necessarily, at least not at first. At first, just look at the cards and see what you're getting. I just pulled 3 cards off the top. So if, let's say I was doing just a simple 3-card reading on, I don't know, maybe doing a reading about a situation at work for a friend. The friend's got some weird drama or something going on at work, right? And you were to draw, let's say, these 3 cards. Well, what does your intuition say? Does your intuition say that maybe is the Queen of Cups about the emotion of the situation, or is it about a person? Is the Queen of Wands about the emotion of the situation or the outcome of the situation, or is it about a person? It is the Moon card about the overall tone of the situation, or is the Moon card an outcome? Is there a progression here of, is there a story being told? Sometimes I'll find that when I lay the cards out, what I feel is that there's a story being told from card 1 to card 3 or card 5 or whatever. Sometimes if I'm doing a particular spread, then I'll know there's more kind of a set template that I'm using, and I'll go off of generally what the template is, but still looking and feeling, especially for the connections between the cards, even in the template. But let's say you're just doing a simple 3-card draw. Is this a story? Is it showing characters? What is it showing here? Really, then, if you just use your feeling body to just get a feeling sense of what the deck is trying to say. Imagine the deck is trying to speak something. The deck is trying to give you the answer that you're seeking. What might it say? And really, so I find that reading tarot, it's especially great for refining clairsentience, because you're feeling what the cards are saying. And then, yes, you can also go to the book or go to Google or whatever and look up what it's saying. Fine. But even so, you're still going to have to use your intuition to interpret the situation. Because as I said, if you look in a book or look online at what the cards mean, there's a lot of different meanings for every card. So because the tarot is so complex, because it includes every possible situation you can imagine in life that could ever happen, is explainable with the cards, which for oracle decks isn't necessarily true. Maybe some can, but I don't know. But the tarot definitely can. And because of that, I just think it's a great thing to learn. You'll find the more you do it, the more you become better at feeling the answers, and you just feel the meanings. And then once you've got the cards laid out, so I find that if I'm using the cards in a reading and I lay them out, a lot of times I start getting more information than I was even necessarily intending to get when I started the reading. So just the cards can open up like a kind of a portal into the psychic world where you can start to receive more information about the situation, and it can lead to possibly asking another question that can lead to more information, and it can really open things up and help a reading to flow. So the tarot's fantastic. Treat it like a friend. And if you're interested in learning the tarot, let's say you've gotten some readings before from others and you always found it fascinating, or let's say maybe you own a deck and you just don't really know how to read it too well. Maybe you draw some cards sometimes, you read the meanings on your phone or whatever, but you really kind of always wanted to become good and proficient at reading. This might be your opportunity. Check in and just see if you feel like now's the opportunity for you to learn tarot, because I'm teaching a tarot course. As some of you know, and probably some of you weren't aware, but I am teaching a tarot course. We're starting this week. So if you're watching this video just a few hours or days after it came out, we're starting this week, Saturday, August 28th, 5 p.m. New York time, 2 p.m. LA time, 10 p.m. London time, 7 a.m. Sydney, Australia time on Sunday. And we're going to go through a 10-week progression. Okay, week one, we're going to do an introduction. I'm going to teach you how to take care of the deck, how to get acquainted with the deck, just some basics, some history about the tarot, and just kind of an overview of how it works and how to use it. And then we're going to go into one by one the major arcana cards. We're going to start with the Fool, then we're going to go to the Magician, we're going to go to the High Priestess, the Empress, etc. And weeks 2 and 3, we'll finish up the major arcana. Weeks 4, 5, 6, and 7, we'll do all the other cards. And then week 8, we'll do spreads. So I'll teach all sorts of different spreads. Weeks 9 and 10, we'll do refinement and practice. So I know there's going to be a couple more signups before we get started. And we might even get a couple signups even after week 1, because we do have a break between week 1 and week 2 because of the Labor Day holiday in the United States. So there's time to get in still. Okay. So it's going to be a nice sized group, not overwhelming. Okay. During weeks 9 and 10, I'll kind of call on people on the Zoom call. You can have yourself on video on the Zoom call if you want. You don't have to, it's not required, whatever you're comfortable with. And I'll say, hey, do you want to do a reading for the group, or do you want to do a reading for this person? Does anyone want to volunteer to be read by this person, etc.? And I'll just kind of sit back and observe, and I'll chime in if I can kind of help someone interpret the cards. But the idea is that the last 2 weeks, we're doing lots of practice for each other. And by the end of the 10-week program, you should be proficient at reading the tarot, and you can do what you want with that. It's an amazing skill to have. And as I said, it's an amazing friend to have for the rest of your life. It really is. Treat it like a friend. So August 28th, this Saturday, we're starting 5 o'clock. 10 Saturdays, okay, 2 to 2.5 hour calls on Zoom. The replays will be posted pretty much immediately after each call. It might take a couple hours to process the videos and then upload them. But by nighttime on the day of the Zoom call, the replays will be posted. And this way, if you miss one, you can jump in and you can catch right up. And this way also, for those of you who end up seeing this video, maybe on the Labor Day weekend or whatever, you can still join in. Okay, you can still join in. So it's $555 US. And really, if you break it down into how many hours of teaching you're getting on the calls, it's a pretty good deal, because we're going to have between 20 and 25 hours of teaching. Knowing myself, I tend to give people extra. So it'll probably be closer to that 25 hours of teaching, if not even, who knows, maybe a little bit more. But if you divide 555 by 25 hours, you'll see it's a pretty good price for receiving this direct coaching on how to read the tarot. And as an added perk, you get a free 45-minute reading with me, and we can read whatever you want. You want me to just do tarot reading? You want me to read more soul contracts, past lives, spirit guide stuff, whatever. We can use the time however you'd like. So if you haven't had a reading with me yet, or if you've had one before and you'd like another one, it's an added perk to join in on the course. By the way, at the end of each call, also, we'll have a Q&A with me, all topics open. So we might do like an hour and 50 minutes of teaching, and then do like 20 minutes of Q&A or something like that, for example. And so anything that you want to ask me about, personal worldly, whatever, all topics will be open. So it's a time just to receive some guidance and information on other things as well. Whatever you're curious about, you'll be able to ask me. So if you have any questions about the course, please reach out to me. I'm really easy to get in touch with. You can email me. You can go on my website and use that chat feature in the bottom right corner of the screen. Or if you go on my website on my mobile device, you can just click the mail icon and send me an email. Also, you can just even leave a comment below. I'll email you back as soon as I can. So if you have any questions, please let me know. The link to register for the course is in the description box below, along with my website and my email. You just click the Buy Now button on the events page of my website. Just go to yourdivinehuman.org, click on events, courses, webinars, and it's at the top. And just click the Buy Now button. And you can pay through PayPal. You don't even need a PayPal account to pay. You can just click paying as a guest if you don't want to sign up for PayPal. Okay, everyone. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Whether you're going to join me on this tarot course journey or not, I hope you learned something in the video. And I'll be back on my channel in September with another video on who knows what. I'll come up with something cool. And of course, every 2 weeks on the Higher Self channel are my new and full moon podcasts. So make sure you check those out on the Higher Self channel. They're also available on podcast platforms now as well. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for your time and attention. I'm wishing you a wonderful, wonderful day or night, and talk to you soon. With love, this is Matthew John. Namaste.